Evening, Doomsters. Welcome to another episode of Music for the End of the World. Here on 93.7 Edge FM in the lovely Bega Valley. And once again, it is me, Chris, and I'm joined in the studio by Cass.
Good evening, Chris, and good evening, everyone.
Evening, Cass. And, well, we're talking about collapse as usual, with a little bit of emphasis on, I want to look through the State of the Climate report, which has come out just recently.
Who's that by? Who releases that one?
I think it's the IPCC. Yeah. And according to them, climate change is abrupt and irreversible. It's called the State of the Climate, the 2025 State of the Climate Report. And it was published on the 29th of last month.
Okay. Very recent.
Yes. And the headline was State of the Climate Report 2025, Our Planet's Vital Signs Are Crashing. A yearly analysis of climate change's progress and effects shows a planet on the brink of ecological breakdown and widespread crisis, and suggests that only rapid climate mitigation can avoid the worst consequences. And this is from the IPCC, Cass, because we know they're fairly...
Conservative?
A little bit conservative when it comes to laying out the horrible reality of our situation. So we'll be looking at that. Plus a few other things, a little bit of the super rich, how much CO2 the billionaires produce as opposed to the rest of humanity. A little bit about microplastics and phytoplankton. And a few other things like that. Music-wise, we have mainly...
I think we're jumping a few, couple of decades there.
We leapfrogged a decade
Surprised.
because I know you like the 80s songs, Cass, but they're few and far between, I reckon.
I will come up with
That was a
list.
hiatus of music.
I will come up with a list of the best
right.
80s songs. You've just been going through the
Yeah,
regular
so I'm
thing.
having trouble finding good 80s
I'll give you a
songs.
good demo track.
I can only take so much synthesizer, but anyway. So we've jumped to the 90s, mainly all the 90s tonight, because we have your song that, what's the one? The New Radicals. You Get What You Give. That's the one you chose. You like that one?
Is that the one I chose?
Yeah. So we've got a whole bunch of good ones there. And
a special request from B.
special request from a very avid listener, B, a dear friend, who is requesting Paul Dempsey.
Yeah, very cool. I only listened to a little bit of it, but I'm looking forward to listening to it all the way through.
I haven't really listened much to his solo stuff. I've listened mainly to Something for Kate. He was in Something for Kate, if you remember that. Electricity, I think, was their big one. But yes, we'll be playing a Paul Dempsey song. All right, let's have a look at what do we got here. Where is it? Microplastic. Oh, here's a new thing. I never thought of this. I mean, you know about pollution, microplastics, forever chemicals, carbon dioxide, all that stuff. Have you thought about satellites? Burning up, re-entering. When they get old, they just burn up, they re-enter, and, you know, they combust or whatever.
It's a little bit of a phasal thing, isn't it? Because I remember at one point there was a lot of talk about the satellites and the fact that we recognise that there are so many satellites up there, and at some point they're going to come down.
There's thousands, tens of thousands of satellites.
So I'm not overly surprised when you say, you know, some next new crisis, because I'm going, it's something that we've been aware of. But again, it's crazy, isn't it, that we've sort of been aware that there are satellites up there, and there's, as you said, thousands and thousands of them. And they, you know, apart from all the government ones, there's all the private ones that people have put up. And while there were, you know, we talked about it at some time, at some point, you know, they've all got to come down. Everyone then forgets about it. That's what's crazy. But yeah,
well, out of sight, out of mind. It's like, you know, Well, we've pumped pollution everywhere, in land, in rivers, in the oceans, still doing it, in the air, without it. And the companies that pump the pollution, they don't get
charged.
No,
that's right.
That's like
no
a cost which they don't have to bear.
Yeah.
We bear it.
Yeah, well, that's right. Interesting as far as like a satellite coming
down.
They
just get the profits.
And even any damage caused from a satellite coming down, I think you'd be, well, maybe forensically, I presume coming through the atmosphere, the damage to it would be different to plane,
apparently
when they
the
do
concerns
on
are
planes.
mostly focused on the aluminium, the most common component in satellites. And so if the disintegrated metal ends up as aluminium oxide or hydroxide, it can react with hydrogen chloride, which is the main reservoir of chlorine in the stratosphere, a hangover from the days of chlorofluorocarbons, you may remember, to produce aluminium chloride. Hydrogen chloride is a relatively safe repository for chlorine, but aluminium chloride is easily split apart by light, freeing the chlorine to destroy the ozone. So there's another thing that we can just add to our our meta crisis, I suppose. They also say that metal aerosols can also see the creation of more polar stratospheric clouds, which catalyse reactions that liberate destructive forms of chlorine. Last month, Jose Ferreira, it says here, an aerospace engineer at the University of Southern California, and his colleagues reported the results of a simulation of satellite aluminium burning up on re-entry. And they estimate that a typical 250 kilo satellite would generate 30 kilos of aluminium oxide, nanoparticles. And given that the 2,000 satellites that came out of the sky in 2022, 2,000 of them came down, that amounts to about 17 tonnes of aluminium oxide, a 30% rise above the amount from natural resources.
Well, it's almost like you're getting bombarded from all sides, aren't you? Like bombarded from Earth with pollution and all the other stuff that we're doing, and then bombarded from space of all our rubbish coming back down. Yeah,
I know. Anyway, that's another little thing that I just came across. I didn't realise it. I never thought about all those satellites. All right, peeps, it's time for a quick song. So this is for B. I'm not sure if it's 90s. I know Something for Kate was 90s, but I don't know whether Paul Dempsey's solo stuff is. But it is Faith Alone by Paul Dempsey.
Heard a sermon from a creaky pulpit with no one in the nave. I paid a visit to the synagogue and I left there feeling blamed. No one can tell me what to do. They have not the capacity to answer me. What the world needs now is some answers to our problems. We can't buy more time, 'cause our tender isn't valid. If your soul needs love, you can get consoled by pity. But it looks as though faith alone won't sustain us anymore. Watch the scientists throw up their hands, conceding progress will resolve it all. Saw the manufacturers of Earth's debris ignore another Greenpeace call. No one can tell me what to do. No one had the ability to answer me. What the world needs now is some accountability. We can't buy more time, 'cause time won't accept our money. If your soul needs love,
Lovely. Thanks, B. Great song. And I have since found out that, yes, it is from the 90s. It's a cover of Bad Religion, apparently. There we go. He's done quite a few good covers, apparently. All right. Before we get to this climate report, just a quick one on the billionaires, because you know I love the billionaires, Cass. And this is from... where is this from? I think it's from... not sure where it's from. From The Guardian. There we go. It says, America's super rich are running down the planet's safe climate spaces, says Oxfam. Data shows that the wealthiest 0.1% of the US burn carbon at 4,000 times the rate of the world's poorest 10%. Wow. 4,000. The US's super rich are burning through carbon emissions at 4,000 times the speed of the world's poorest 10%. And these billionaires and multimillionaires, who comprise the wealthiest 0.1% of the US population, are also running down our planet's safe climate space at 183 times the rate of the global average. Are
they talking about personal use, or are they talking about their company use? Like, for example, like, are you talking about a billionaire like, Gates or or any one of those top ones? Are you talking about what their corporations? But
not their corporations.
Their personal
corporations
use.
Are burning a lot, but they are burning a lot as well. I mean, they've all got private jets.
Yeah, true.
A couple
private
of
boats,
private boats.
Jets,
I mean, how many houses
multiple
do they have?
houses. 10,000 jacuzzis.
Yeah. They say, it says here, the data provided by Oxfam and the Stockholm Environment Institute, and of course we've got the COP30 climate summit coming up, highlights the chasm between the carbon-guzzling rich, who are most responsible for the climate crisis, and the heat-vulnerable poor, who suffer the worst consequences. So they are running down our planet's safe climate space at 183 times the rate of the global average. So at one end, the wealthiest 0.1% emit an average of 2.2 tonnes of CO2 every day, equivalent to the weight of a rhinoceros or an SUV. At the other end, a citizen of Somalia, say, burns off just 82 grams of CO2 every day. It's hardly, it's almost like, not even a tomato.
Yeah.
And in between, of course, the average for everyone else on the planet is about 12 kilos a day, about as heavy as a car tyre. And it was provided, this analysis, for the launch of Oxfam's annual report on carbon inequality, which underscores how lavish lifestyles of super yachts, private jets and vast mansions, so it's not their companies, Cass.
Okay, there's definitely personal
often
use.
Combined with investments in polluting industries to create climate destabilising individual footprints. And it was released, when was it released? Last Wednesday. Found that this is amazing, 308 of the world's billionaires had a combined CO2 tally that, if they were a country, would make them the 15th most polluting country.
Wow. Yep.
Just 308 people. Yeah, I know. So we'll be talking a little bit about that. I think in the coming weeks, we're going to...
the excess of the capitalist society.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Okay. All right, Doomsters. We're going to get into the State of the Climate report very soon. But first, I think we need to have some messages from our lovely sponsors.
Country Mobility Trends are your first choice when it comes to mobility equipment in the Bega Valley. Having been established for over 15 years, we know what equipment is going to benefit your living independence. We stock a wide range of high-quality, innovative mobility and everyday living products and specialise in home care or NDIS programs. We are a community-minded team focused on helping you maintain your freedom, independence and dignity. If you have recently been approved for a home care package or find there's something you need to help make life just that little bit easier, come and see us today at the Highway Trade Centre on Arthur Kane Drive in Pambula, or give us a call on 0408 828 042. Country Mobility Trends, run by locals to help locals. Proud sponsors of 93.7 Edge FM.
E2B Phone Repairs has been fixing the phones of the Bega Valley since 2013. E2B repair mobile phones and tablets of all brands and replace screens, batteries, buttons, sensors and cameras, and all repairs come with a 6-month warranty. E2B has done over 20,000 repairs since they opened and still repair in Bega every Thursday morning. They have a new Bega location at 99 Carp Street with entrance via Canning Street. If your phone or device is not coping with your life, give E2B Phone Repairs a call on 0490 010 109. That's 0490 010 109. E2B Phone Repairs is a proud sponsor of 93.7 Edge FM.
Thank you, dear sponsors. All right, Doomsters, let's have a look at this 2025 State of the Climate Report. As I said, it was published on the 29th of October this year. And the headline was that our planet's vital signs are crashing. So the lead is a yearly analysis of climate change's progress and effects shows a planet on the brink of ecological breakdown and widespread crisis, and suggests that only rapid climate mitigation can avoid the worst consequences. And then the first author, because there's multi-authors in it, of the associated peer-reviewed paper is then quoted as saying, "We felt an ethical responsibility to document this turning point clearly and to speak directly to humanity about where we stand. And what we're seeing now are signs of systemic distress." So the report's published every year, Cass, and this is the 6th annual report. And it analyses global data on Earth's atmosphere, oceans, energy, ecosystems, food systems, and more. And researchers identified our planet's so-called vital signs, including ocean temperature, surface temperature, sea ice extent, and carbon pollution. And of the 34 vital signs, 22 were at record levels, indicating a highly stressed Earth system. And the article continues, for example, 2024 surpassed 2023 as the hottest year on record. Ocean heat and wildfire-related tree cover loss are both at all-time highs. Deadly weather disasters surged in 24 and 2025 with floods, wildfires, typhoons killing hundreds in the US alone. Atmospheric warming is showing signs of accelerating. Ice at the poles continues to melt, contributing to sea level rise, and the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, you know, that current?
Yeah, absolutely. They're talking about the change. That's right.
Yes. It's a sort of network of currents,
Yep.
critical for circulating heat on Earth, is showing signs of weakening, which could trigger further climate disruptions. Because as we know, and we say it on this show every week, everything's connected. The author then is quoted again, "Without effective strategies, we will rapidly encounter escalating risks that threaten to overwhelm systems of peace, governance, and public and ecosystem health. In short, we'll be on the fast track to climate-driven chaos. A dangerous trajectory for humanity."
I think, you know, what's really, really sad about the situation is the fact that I think not all people, but I'd say there's quite a large sector of our population, particularly in the West, who are mindful of the climate and the environment and personally take measures, you know, whether it be, you know, reducing the use of plastics, being mindful of their carbon footprint in all other general things, looking at how they live, and they're doing all the right things with the intent of going, how do we mitigate it? But the whole problem is that I mean, and that's all very valuable, but the governments and all the corporations are completely disregarding it, really. You know, not making a very limited attempt to sort of change anything. So while people are personally on the more grassroots level are making changes to try and reduce the impact on the climate, is that you've got that happening, and then meanwhile we've got governments that are completely oblivious, almost it seems, to actually looking at any reductions.
Yeah.
Which is why I think personally, why when you look at people sort of say, well, why are we in, collapse, or what are the reasons for why we're in a collapse? And the fact is that if we don't have governments and leaders of countries who are actually going to take steps,
who recognise the situation,
the situation, and you go. So there's if you look at that kind of report, which is saying we are hitting.
Have you heard about that report before? I just mentioned it then. Have you?
I know about the IPCC because I know that we talk about
the news
it,
that much. But have you heard about that report?
It's not on the mainstream media.
It was only a few days ago that it was published. I haven't seen it on ABC Breakfast. They're too concerned with how to cook your leftover eggplants. Yeah, I know.
So that's why I think that, and absolutely I think that people have to keep continuing to do what they do, and as we always talk about it, the fact of develop your community relations, look at your sort of ability to live subsistence sort of kind of agricultural lifestyle, minimise your impact, because the fact is that those above us making all those decisions, as we can see, there is no intent from them to reduce.
Yeah, that's true.
Or mitigate.
Yes, I know. It's a sad fact. Okay, I think it's going to be time for another song. But before we do, Cass, well, I don't know if you call it doom or humour, but this is... you have to laugh because it's so bloody ridiculous. Because we've got the COP coming up, right? Is it COP 30?
COP 30, yep.
Yeah, COP 30. Because 30 years they've been having COPs, right? A perfect reflection of the 30 years of failed annual UN climate conferences, COPs. Because nothing's changed for any of those COPs. That have watched global emissions increase 120% from 1992. From the first one to today. 120%. The fatally flawed COP carnival process allows the fossil fuel industry to rule. And this one coming up is in Brazil, in the Amazon. And guess what? They're doing a 6-lane motorway bulldozing through the Amazon for the COP30 climate summit. I mean, it says here, what is this from the Daily Mail? A new 6-lane motorway bulldozing through tens of thousands of acres of protected Amazon rainforest is set to be completed as the preparations for the COP30 climate summit begin. I mean, you can't make this up.
I mean, it's farcical, isn't it?
You cannot make this up.
And while you laugh, you just go that.
You
completely
laugh and cry, really.
That completely just
Jesus
reflects or is symbolic of
that is symbolic
of the state of going. Yes, let's talk about the climate. Right. Let's talk about what we need to do.
Let's chop down the rainforest so we can talk about the rainforest.
That's right.
Morons. Yeah, I know. All right, Doomsters. Time for another song, and I will be playing Cass's request. And it is by the New Radicals. You get what you give. Do you remember where you were when you first heard this song, Cass?
I need to hear that song again. I think when I said to you that I love that song, I wanted that song, I think I was not relating to the title. So you have to play it for me and then I'll recount where I was.
Okay. Well, here we go, Doomsters. The New Radicals, you get what you give.
health insurance with more flying. FDA, big bank is buying. Fake computer crashes, dying and cloning. Well, they're multiplying. Fashion shoes with Beckett Hansen, Courtney Love and Marilyn Manson. Your all takes run to your mansions. Come around, we'll kick your ass in.
Ah, there we are, Cass.
Yep. Now I've remembered.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, I think because I call it something else in my own head, like I do with lots of songs.
All right.
But that was 1998 was when that was released.
Oh.
Even though I generally have a feeling
I
of it
thought it was
being later.
earlier.
So 98, it was their, I think it was on their first album. And at that time, our second daughter would have just been born and we would have had a 3-year-old and a baby.
Oh, okay.
But that song just makes me feel happy.
It is a happy song. Yeah. That's the great thing about music. All right, Doomsters, back to our reports on the state of the climate. Now, I'm just looking at Guy McPherson's Nature Bat's last website, his Substack website. And he writes, for those of you unimpressed by a single report, another State of the Climate report was published in August. And according to the article that we've just been talking about from EOS, the Bulletin of the American Meteorological Society report, authored by more than 500 scientists, presented very similar indicators of a stressed Earth system, including record-setting ice loss at the poles, unusually high global temperatures, and an increase in the frequency and severity of weather disasters and wildfires. Need I point out, Guy says, that the Design to Fail Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, concluded that Earth was amid the most abrupt event in planetary history as a result of humans burning fossil fuels. Need I point out, he adds, that the IPCC also concluded that this human-driven crisis is irreversible? Those conclusions were reached by the IPCC with 2 reports published more than 6 years ago. They've been buried. There is no mention of these 2 reports in this latest State of the Climate report from EOS, nor is there any mention of the IPCC in this peer-reviewed paper. And the 2025 State of the Climate report, the open access paper, was published in the renowned Bioscience magazine. It was authored by 12 scholars and Mike Mann, who's a bit of a, well, he doesn't really tell it all like it should be. And the peer-reviewed open access paper in Bioscience begins with 2 paragraphs that rely on additional peer-reviewed research to describe the problem and how it can be addressed. They say, this is the report, we are hurtling towards climate chaos. The planet's vital signs are flashing red. The consequences of human-driven alterations of the climate are no longer future threats, but are here now. This unfolding emergency stems from failed foresight, political inaction, unsustainable economic systems, and misinformation. Almost every corner of the biosphere is reeling from intensifying heat, storms, floods, droughts, or fires. The window to prevent the worst outcomes is rapidly closing. In early 2025 this year, the World Meteorological Organization reported that 2024 was the hottest year on record. This was likely hotter than the peak of the last interglacial, roughly about 125,000 years ago. Rising levels of greenhouse gases remain the driving force behind this escalation. And these recent developments emphasise the extreme insufficiency of global efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and mark the beginning of a grim new chapter for life on Earth. And I'm still quoting from this report. In this report, we seek to speak candidly to fellow scientists, policymakers and humanity at large. Given our roles in research and higher education, we share an ethical responsibility to sound the alarm about escalating global risks and to take collective action in confronting them. We show evidence of accelerated warming and document changes in Earth's vital signs, and these indicators build on the framework introduced by Ripple and colleagues in 2020, who issued a declaration of a climate emergency that has garnered support from approximately 16,000 scientists' signatories worldwide. We also examine recent extreme weather disasters and discuss physical and social risks. The final sections of this report include suggested climate mitigation strategies and the broader societal transformations needed to see a livable future. There you go. There is no livable future, Cass. This is what Mike Mann, like he's saying all these things are great, but just take it to the obvious conclusion, Mike.
No, as you said, people are just sort of not at that, at that level. Because even, I was just thinking then, really, what do you do at a grassroots level apart from, what you can do in your immediate community and your way of life? Well, one of the things is to stop being part of the whole capitalist system, stop consuming,
yes,
stop buying all the things that those companies, keep, all the production kinds of things, and that would send a message to, that's a very strong message, but that message will be too late by the time that sort of impacts the.
But it's not the whole message. All these things are happening, but the logical outcome for that. Ecological overshoot. There is only one conclusion to ecological overshoot: rapid degrowth of a population. That's how it is. That's just a biological fact. Like we breathe oxygen, It's a biological fact. Ecological overshoot happens.
But also people just accepting the fact that you cannot reverse. There are things that have happened now
that's right.
that cannot be reversed. So when you talk about we can do this and we can do that, yes, okay, that may potentially slow it, but there are things it's in action.
David Suzuki really is one of the few very well-known, high-profile scientists to come out and say there is no hope. Because that's what it comes down to, basically. It boils down to hope. People do not want to think there is no hope. And unfortunately, there is no hope.
I think that's also part of the like language, the semantics of it. Like that term, I think, is problematic because as humans, we do believe in hope. So
it's a psychological ingrained.
I know, but I'm talking about like the actual use of the word is that when you say there is no hope, that conjures up all sorts of different, perceptions, which
all
is
right, well, I should
like give up. So I don't know what the equivalent. I don't know what the appropriate kind of word is because it's.
I should
it's
clarify.
Like, it's
really,
not,
no hope. Of course, there's hope. There's hope for like the sun's going to rise tomorrow, but no hope to.
There's no solution. There's
our
no
extinction,
that's
which
right.
is happening.
Yeah, that's right.
There is no hope to stop it.
I know.
I should say that.
But I'd prefer like. As soon as you say the words "no hope," I just think that is a turn off for a lot of people.
Of course it is.
I think they're trying to find the right kinds of words, but saying that this is irreversible and we're on a track that cannot be reversed.
No.
But
which is only leading to one logical
hope.
conclusion.
Yeah, absolutely. But
like I said, Dave Suzuki is the most high-profile scientist to come out and say that. And I just actually I spoke to you before we went on air that David Attenborough, because I'm always going on about Dave. Come on out, man. I love all your documentaries and stuff, but Jesus, tell us the truth, brother. He has come out with this quote, "I find it hard to exaggerate the peril. This is the new extinction, and we are halfway through it. We are in terrible, terrible trouble, and the longer we wait to do something about it, the worse it is going to get." He's getting closer. He's getting closer, Dave. Well done. I don't know about halfway through it, man. We're more than halfway. How many species disappear, go extinct every day? It's a lot. But yeah, he's getting closer. What has he got to lose? He's an old man now. He's, his career is... Anyway. Okay, so we'll get back to this report and what Guy thinks about it straight after another song. Now, this one I'm going to be playing for another avid listener, for Hugo. And I used to play this song, actually, with Hugo. So here it is here. And I think they toured last year. Did they tour last year? I think so. It is Interstate Love Song by Stone Temple Pilots. Ah, yes, Stone Temple Pilots. What a cracker of a song that is.
I love that song.
Yes. I'd pay money to go sleep just to hear that song. That's a good one. That was for Hugo. Okay, Doomsters, it is time now for one more very important message from our sponsors, from Bega Valley Realty. We've dealt with Bega Valley Realty, Cass.
Yep.
Nice guys. Rob and Rob. Yep, we love them. Here they are.
Rob Shadle and Rob Flynn from Bega Valley Realty breathe a breath of fresh air into the real estate market in the Bega Valley, and it shows. With sold signs up all over the valley, give yourself the green tick of approval and get in contact with Bega Valley Realty. Give them a call on 64920 426. That's 64920 426. Bega Valley Realty, proud sponsors of Edge FM.
Thank you, Rob and Rob. You're listening to 93.7 Edge FM here on Music for the End of the World, Doomsters. I'm Chris, and once again I'm joined here by Cass. Now, we've been talking about this state of the climate report for this year, 2025, and I'm just looking at Guy McPherson's take on it. So I'm looking at his Nature Bats, the last Substack blog about it. But before we do get into that, I just want to play one more song. It's a very short one. Normally my gimme songs are the shortest, but I think tonight this may be the shortest. It's a 90s song, and I'm going to be playing it for another long-time listener, Steve. And I do believe, I think we used to play this song together, me and Steve. It is Guided by Voices. Sister, I Need Wine.
Sister, I need wine for color in my skin and darkness for my eyes, but I can see the light burn through, but still it is the night brings me to you. Sister, use your gift. The backed up river spreads on grounds for fighting words, and I am hating the ignorance in my body, and I can feed on the heaviness. Sister, I need you. And we will dance for gold and straddle the hour of fear and learn the real story, drink the truth, shed not one tear.
That's a cracker of a song too. I love that song.
Yeah, beautiful song.
Yeah. Okay, Doomsters, back to the support now. And Guy is talking about it. And reading from his, he says, after the opening two paragraphs in this report, which is by Michael Mann and 12 other scientists, key highlights, provide 17 key highlights, which are, I've already spoken about them a little bit, about the hottest year last year, about 22 of the 34 planetary vital signs at record levels, about how human enterprise is driving an ecological overshoot, population, livestock, meat consumption, GDP are all at record highs, with an additional 1.3 million humans and 0.5 million ruminants, that's cows, added weekly to the Earth's population. That's a lot, isn't it?
Wow, that's pretty massive.
Although, as we've noted before in this show, like with the Spermageddon, it is decreasing a little bit. But the bad news continues, Guy goes on. And he says, however, some rare admissions are made. A dangerous hothouse Earth trajectory may now be more likely due to accelerated warming, self-reinforcing feedbacks, and tipping points. So they mention self-reinforcing feedback loops, which hasn't been in other reports before. But then he goes on to say, but the following two paragraphs restore my cynicism, says Guy. It doesn't really go for Michael Mann. Climate change mitigation strategies are available, cost-effective and urgently needed. From forest protection and renewables to plant-rich diets, we can still limit warming if we act boldly and quickly. Well, that's bollocks. We can't limit warming. Social tipping points can drive rapid change. Even small, sustained, non-violent movements can shift public norms and policy, highlighting a vital path forward amid political gridlock and ecological crisis. Again, the Design to Fail IPCC concluded that Earth is amid rapid, irreversible climate change. There is no evidence, Guy says, to suggest we can still limit warming if we boldly and quickly. We can't. There is no evidence, he goes on to suggest, that even small, sustained, non-violent movements can shift public norms and policy. Where's the evidence? I mean, there is no evidence. Right. Like the 30 years of COPs has gone up 120%. Where is the evidence? Yeah. There is none. Abundant evidence, however, indicates that we have painted ourselves into the ultimate corner, and the scientifically conservative peer-reviewed literature indicates that our collective actions are driving to extinction all life on Earth. Self-proclaimed scientists are flying around the world to meet with each other and therefore solve our problems. Among other ideas, they say, they are indicating we need to change our diets to save ourselves. A guy says, I've been to dozens of these professional conferences. I've never seen one that lacked meat on the menu. He's a good value guy, McPherson. He tells it how it is. Yeah. So yeah, at least they're saying everything that's happening, but they don't go that final thing. I know, but they give people hope.
I know, but I think you should look at it in a different way, which is the fact that kind of the discussion is definitely progressing. You know, you could have gone. Well, people are now saying it takes a while for people to get their head around it. And
I know, but to make the right choices, Cass, I think to make the right decisions, as this has affected us too. You know, like everything I do now is in relation to hurtling towards over the cliff and extinction. If you don't have that in your mind, if that is not firmly implanted in your mind, the decisions you make are going to be, for example,
absolutely.
Superannuation. Why even bother about superannuation? We're not going to be here in 50 years. That's the thing, like different things like that. Building new roads. Why bother spending tax dollars on building new roads?
I tell you what I heard.
That sort of stuff. I mean, all these decisions that we make, that politics makes, that people make in their everyday lives, everything hinges on the fact that they do not realise the predicament with ecological change.
I must say, I think I heard on the radio, was it maybe yesterday or this morning, and I thought it was one of those, horror. Well, that's how I responded when they're talking about in Sydney, they're getting ready to drill. They're building another under the harbour tunnel.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're going, I mean, everyone's seen already, apart from the fact that all the roads that they've built, all the highways and freeways, has not reduced congestion or done anything.
Why not spend it on making community gardens or something?
Millions of dollars spent on
things that will actually help us when things go haywire, when collapse, we're in collapse when things get really bad.
But that's when you realise that people's comprehension, because the idea is that you cannot keep...
They do not comprehend.
You cannot keep producing cars, you cannot keep driving, you have to change your whole way of
and unfortunately,
interacting.
I mean, too, in my experience anyway, I think when you have children, particularly young children, it's really hard to come to that realisation. Because basically when you do what you're doing, you're consigning your children to the end of the world, as we know it. You know? Like, why bother, saying, oh, yes, you go through school, then you can go to uni and become a... Man, time is not there.
But I think, this is my take on it, I think I'm happy to take a much more Buddhist approach to life, and that is be in the moment.
Be in the moment.
Absolutely.
I agree.
You need to have
Yes.
you need to have awareness of what lies ahead.
Yes.
But in some ways, the most
And
important
value
thing
every
is
moment that you have.
the moment that you're in. And so if that's the moment that we have
Absolutely.
young children around you,
No.
then it's a thing of enjoy all those things.
But that's what we found. Like, well, I sort of had this epiphany first, remember, and realised the predicament we're in with Overshoot, and that there is no way out. That we're over the cliff, and that it's the end of the world as we know it. And that then you go. Every moment is precious. Just walking in nature is beautiful. You know. You
And
really
that-
appreciate those
that-
things because you realise they're all going to be
Yeah.
gone.
But that's the gift of collapse, I think, is that thing of if
Yes.
people can come,
Yes, that's a good term, the gift of collapse.
if people can come to terms and actually be present and appreciate the things that we
There
have.
is, that's right.
Then-
I never thought of that, the gift of collapse, Cass.
And also working towards all those positive things. It doesn't mean, some people may take that response where you go, what the hell, use it, live it to the max
Yeah.
and pollute, produce, whatever. But I think other people on a a more harmonious scale are, appreciate and contribute.
And you don't have that cognitive
contribute
dissonance
positively.
because when you have cognitive dissonance, that leads to anxiety, and because
of course.
you're living your life not
In-
in relation to the reality that
No,
you are
that's
in.
right. In awareness,
And
awareness
so-
of it.
That's why you have so much mental health issues and things like that, because you're actually not living a true life. And when you do, suddenly everything becomes not easier, but which takes me to this next song. It's another 90s song, and I think I played the song. Well, Hugo loves playing this song too. We played it together, and it's a cover of the Commodores. So it is from the 90s. I know the Commodores weren't, but this one by Faith No More is definitely from the 90s. Easy.
No, it sounds funny, but I just can't stand the pain. Girl, I'm leaving you tomorrow. Seems to me, girl, you know I've done all I can. You see, you beg, stole, and I borrow. Yeah, that's why I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. I wanna be high, so high. I wanna be free to know the things I do alright. I wanna be free, just me. Oh, baby. Oh, that's why I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm easy.
Okay, Doomsters, that's another show for music for the end of the world. It is now 8 o'clock. I only have one last song to play before we go. And of course...
Of course, we know what that will be.
We know who that will be. So, thank you for tuning in. And keep trying to build those community relationships. Because you're going to have to rely on local. Don't rely on the government. Be kind to each other. And like Just Collapse always say, collapse is inevitable, but justice is not. And we will get into some of those billionaires maybe next week. I'm not 100% sure. But we're going out with one last song, and of course it is The Gimmies. It's actually my favourite song of The Gimmies. And I don't know if it's from the 90s. I got no idea. Cass, do you know where the song comes from? Isn't it from a James Bond movie? Isn't it, what's
Nobody
her
does it
name?
better.
Yeah. What's her name?
I don't know if it is.
That really great American singer, I think. Or is she British? Anyway, me first in the Gimme Gimmies with Nobody Does It Better. And we'll see you all next week, Doomsters. It's good night from me, Cass.
And it's good night from me.
Thank you. See you all next week, Doomsters.